What up, all my fight fans? We had ourselves a boxing fight, a pretty big boxing fight this past Saturday. It was Shakur Stevens taking on Teofimo Lopez. Now, guys, going into this fight, I thought it was going to be a very competitive fight, I should say, because Teofimo Lopez, we all know how he's been. He's been actually really, really good. I mean, aside from the fact that whole Gambosa's fight, he didn't look that great. I believe he was hurt, he was injured, and then his recent fights have been going to unanimous decision, haven't been like extremely dominant. He hasn't really been knocking anybody out, but he's been doing really, really well for himself. And of course, you can never take away that whole Vasily Lomachenko fight where he pretty much dominated and beat the pound for pound king at that time. So, he's really, really good. And then we got Shakur Stevens, who's coming up in weight from multiple lower weight classes. And we all knew that he was actually really good himself, but it was questionable how good he really was, because we look at the names, he really hasn't fought any real high profile names. And with Teofimo Lopez being the biggest high profile name that he has fought, now we got to see how good he was, and he is damn good. Shakur Stevenson is damn good. In this fight, it was a complete annihilation, I guess you could say. Teofimo Lopez had no answers for Shakur. The guy was able to pick his shots, move around, and press forward. It wasn't as if he was always on his back foot, moving around, backing away from Teofimo Lopez, who is widely considered the much bigger guy. No, it didn't go down that way. It wasn't transpired that way. What ended up happening was Shakur Stevens pretty much walking down Teofimo, picking his shots, using that jab. That jab broke apart Teofimo's eye. His face was just getting battered left and right, and just Teofimo had no answer. Teofimo was constantly just looking, searching, and it was very frustrating because, again, Teofimo is the bigger guy, and what he needed to do in order to get any kind of to get anything from this fight was for him to be more pressuring. He needed to show him that he's the bigger guy. He cannot just stand there and box and pick his shots with somebody who is a better, slicker boxer. And that's what, unfortunately, Teofimo Lopez did, and it did not work well for him. If you guys were looking at the fight in round 10, it actually did work a little bit good for him because he was starting to be a little bit more aggressive and got Shakur on his back foot a little bit, got him a little uncomfortable. But of course, it was way too late in the fight, and nothing was ever going to happen. So, Shakur bounced right back in the rounds 11 and 12 and pretty much beat Teofimo down. And he ended up getting the victory, unanimous decision, and the rightful victory. So yes, it was a great fight for Shakur. Teofimo definitely has some work he needs to get done. Teofimo has some things he needs to work out on himself and whatnot, because it wasn't good. It wasn't good for Teofimo. It was not something that we are used to seeing from him. So, but hey, welcome to the bigger weight classes for Shakur. There's going to be a lot of great fights. We saw what happened when, after the fight, you got the whole call out, the whole beef between him and Conor Benn. That's going to be interesting. If with Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios doing their thing later on in this month, it's going to be interesting to see if those two ever mix things up. You got Devin Haney, who is also another great fighter. So yeah, there's a lot of great names in this weight class with the 140 and the 147. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what transpires with all these guys. As far as Teofimo Lopez goes, he needs to take some time, heal up, and rearrange everything he needs to rearrange. His star power still has not dwindled. He can very well bounce back. He needs another good name to his resume, maybe even a Devin Haney himself, because Devin Haney hasn't been on. He actually looked good in his last fight, I should say, but still, nonetheless, you still got quite a few other names that he could get in there in the mix with, where even the loser with Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia, and then you never know, we might get that wild card back with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, we all know he's going through some issues right now, and who knows, he may very well come back. You all seen Mike Tyson do it. We've seen Floyd Mayweather do it. We've seen a lot of great fighters do it at one time or another. Go to jail, have some disputes regarding their personal life, their personal issues, and come back. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if that does happen for Gervonta and Shakur. Would be a great fight, because Gervonta Davis will come and will attack, and he has that power to stop a lot of people. Even though you can say what you want to say regarding his resume, he's fought still a lot of good fighters, and he stopped a lot of good fighters. He has a great stoppage record. So that's something you got to do give to Gervonta Davis for sure. Whether you have it, guys, let me know if you've seen the fight. I've seen it. It was pretty good. A very good performance for Shakur. Teofimo Lopez will bounce back. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the car regarding the fight. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.